Hello everyone, doing another narrated training video. Today I went into the gym to do some bench pressing. The bar felt really light, felt like an ounce in my hands, so I kind of abandoned my original plan and just decided to see what I could do for pause triples, and I ended up setting the PR. So here's 135, just still warming up right here. This 135 is just getting blasted, feeling super light. It's 185 right here. Just working up pretty fast on these benches. Just again, the bar felt like it weighed an ounce. Abandoned my training plan. I was just going to stick around maybe 235 for sets of 3 or 5, but you know, everything just felt light, felt amazing. Got to 225 right here, realized I wasn't even wearing my wrist straps, didn't even hurt, didn't feel like it had affected my lifting, so I kept going up. So at 245 right here, I know some of these pauses aren't necessarily as long as they ought to be, but again, feeling pretty solid about this. This is 265 for 3. This is 10 pounds less than my current PR. Right here is 280 for 3. It's 5 pounds more than my current 3-rep PR. You get it pretty easily. These spotters are kind of wild out here. They don't necessarily know what they're doing unless you explicitly tell them. So here's 285 for 3, and I like the pauses on these. My butt stayed down. Everything felt really tight. He started reaching for it. Kind of had to shake my head and a little bit until say no. So he almost ruined it, but I ended up taking it back from him. And I started going up in slingshot. So right here's that 285, just the same weight that I did before, but I just threw the slingshot on, continue warming up the slingshot. Here's 295 for 3. Again, even the slingshot felt amazing. I've been incorporating it a lot more frequently, like I was back in the spring when I got a 295 raw bench. And for the last 2 weeks or so, I've been putting it back on and working with it much more frequently. If you don't have a slingshot and your sticking point is the top end of the lift, I would really suggest getting one. It's changed the way I bench for the better. Right here, I think is a 305 for 5. Spotter got this wild look in his eye, and I had again shake my head and let him know not to take it. It just feeling really light, so I moved over to the pendlay rows for my accessory. And you can see that the bar is just moving pretty fast still. Felt really strong today. I don't know what it was. Maybe there's some HGH in the air or something at this gym. I don't usually train at this gym, but I might start doing it more frequently if everything's feeling this good. So here's 205 for 3. When I'm doing pendlay rows, I really just try to cut myself in half with the bar. A lot of times I'll scrape up my shins and just crank it as hard as I can, pull back on my hamstrings. I've got really a lot of tension in my hamstrings, in my lower back and abs whenever I do any type of rowing movement, and that's to help with that midline stability. And it's really translating a lot over to just my overall core strength. So right here I'm doing these rows, my hamstrings are just like fully stretched out. Move over to strict barbell rows right here, and again I'm just pushing my butt back far, trying to have a whole lot of hamstring tightness, and then squeezing my abs really tight, my lower back, just to keep my torso from moving. I'm making them as strict as I could possibly get them. Did 4 sets of 12 on these barbell rows right after the pendlay rows. Try to move through these pretty quick here. You're feeling, again, really light. And this is all T3 level stuff for me. Trying to hammer as much rowing and vertical pulling movements as I can on my pressing days. And that's kind of the way it's always been for me. And a lot of times people ask me, where do I row, where do I do my pull-ups and all that stuff. And really it's every time I do a press day, I'll do tons and tons of rowing or pulling variations. And if my back is just super fatigued, I'll do something really light, like maybe face pulls or something just lighter weight, just to get the reps in. Move on over to behind the neck presses. This is almost my snatch grip, maybe about 2 inches narrower. I know you guys like this camera angle. I didn't intend for it to be an ass shot, but hey, you're welcome. So I did 4 sets of 10 with 95 pounds. Didn't get the first one. So here, just again, this is T3 stuff up here. Just behind the neck press is amazing for shoulder mobility, maintaining that shoulder range of motion. Being able to press in a straight line behind your neck, it's hard. I started doing it with 45 pounds, and that was a killer on my shoulders. But ever since maybe about a year ago, when I really started doing these in earnest, it's helped my shoulder mobility out a ton. I took these by suggestion from Jamie Lewis. He's an advocate of behind the neck pressing, and everything in the textbook will tell you not to do it, but I'm going to tell you right now, you better do it because it's incredible for shoulder mobility and shoulder strength. Here I just still felt like I had some in me, so I went back over to bench press, doing some burnout sets, which I don't really ever do on the bench press. This is 135 for 17, close grip. Just doing these touch and go as fast as I can get them done. Trying to just burn myself out. I had tons of energy when I went into the gym today. Maybe it was those 2 4-cent jugs of Nano Shotgun or whatever it was I found on the clearance rack. That was pretty amazing. So here's set 2, get 135 again for 13 reps. I don't know what it was today, but the bench just felt spectacular. The bar was just feeling like it was an ounce. Lately, I've been kind of undulating my volumes. Be writing a blog post on that soon. Usually keeping my weights about the same across 1 or 2 weeks, and then just switching up the volumes, my rest periods, and all that stuff, and just trying to work it in different ways. That was the original plan today, but I kind of threw that out the window when I laid down on this bench and the bar felt like it weighed a feather. So that's my last set of burnout sets. Go outside, jump on the pull-up bar, get a set of 15, I think set of 10, and then a set of like almost get 9 reps on that and bang these out really as quick as I can. I do these in a pretty strict fashion, trying to just do them as quickly as I can. Last exercise of the workout. And if you're not doing pull-ups, you've got a serious personal problem in your life. You should probably do pull-ups. This is a set of 10 right here. I'm resting maybe a minute between sets right here, just stopping the video, trimming it down, setting it back up, getting back on the pull-up bar. I know it doesn't look like it, but this bar is like probably 3 feet above my head on the ground. I've got some serious hops. I could dunk a basketball. Not really. I would never dunk a basketball. I've got a shameful vertical. So here's this last set. I don't wrap my thumbs around on the pull-up bar. It just doesn't really affect my grip that much. And if anything, when I wrap my thumbs, it hurts my shoulders. So I go thumbless on that. This is the end of the training session. This is the entire training session, the full length.